Timothy Fair from Vermont Cannabis Solutions on the line with us. Tim, how you doing?
27 hearts beat!
We're doing great, man. It's another beautiful Monday. The summer is starting to get nice, and then it's going to be over.
Beautiful Friday.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So Tim, we're glad you called. Earlier in the show, we had this great conversation going about the legality of something, right?
Handing out plants.
Handing out plants, right? So Lauren's been on the show. You know who Lauren is.
Hey, Tim.
Dirty Boys Cultivation.
What's up, buddy?
Right.
Good.
So Lauren brought up this great thing that he mentioned doing that on NECAN, and ultimately decided not to. But when he brought it up, I was wondering about the legality of it. So obviously we have a cultivator, in Vermont. Say they want to give away plants, right? Now we've given away plants here on air, and that was a big issue, right? But ultimately it was completely legal, right? Because we only gave away 4. Now, when you're cloning the plant, right, and then you put the plant into say 600 clones, is that legal to move, give away, bring somewhere? Say Dirty Boys wants to do something nice and again give these away, would he be facing any sort of legal issues with that?
Okay, so let's separate out between hemp and high THC cannabis to start. Hemp, no. Hemp, you can give away as many as you want. You want to give away 1,000 hemp plants, you go right ahead, no problem whatsoever. No legal issues there. When we get into above the 0.3 threshold into high cannabis and high THC cannabis, now, yes, there's a problem, but it's not with the giving away, it's with the possession. Meaning we're still limited to the form immature to mature rule for now. So, if you wanted to give away 4 immature plants, that's no problem. 2 mature plants, no problem. 6 plants, 4 mature, 4 immature, 2 mature. If you want to stay within those guidelines, and that is what you have in your possession at any one time, and you're giving to somebody else, that's going to be okay. The problem is anything over that. Once you start getting into more than that, 2 and 4, 6 total, now you are outside the legal possessory limit. So while the giving them away isn't the actual crime, possessing more than those 6 plants, or the individual who you're giving them to possessing more than those 6 plants, that is where the issue would lie with that.
What if they're not a rooted cut? Like say if you took a...
That's an excellent question. If it's a non-rooted cut, I would say that the state would have a very hard time proving that was a cultivating plant at that point. I could promise that the state would try to bring that charge anyway if they really wanted to, and then that's going to come down to either having an expert in botany come up and explain why that's not a cultivating plant at that point in time, and a jury trying to make a decision if this is really something that we should be people for.
Yeah, I guess before, you get to the point of the jury, let's say I wanted to set something like that up. So I've got 2 mothers, 3 mothers that's legal for me to have. I veg them out. I cut 300 clones, and I put them in those little small things they put flowers in just to keep the clones alive. I set up a canopy, put them in the shade, and set up a sign, free clones. I guess if I just went ahead and do that, I might be looking for trouble.
Definitely you would be. I'm not going to guarantee, I can't tell you that's absolutely legal.
Yeah.
In fact, according to the strict letter of the law, that would most likely be held by most prosecutors to violate, to be technically cultivating above the allotted limit. But again, is anyone going to drop a hammer on you, and is a jury going to convict you of something like that? Those are questions that we really have no answers to, since we haven't really seen any of these type of cases go much past a police stage.
Well, no, I really wanted to, I thought about it. I was going to contact you about that because and then I was going to even go to say, okay, I'll go to the Lamoille County. I was like, well, maybe I do a foundation for my father, which was a cannabis user and a vet. So I was like, okay, I'll do clones for vets in my father's name. I could give them away right in the town I live in. And I was like, well, maybe I could talk to the public safety.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just this gray area. So I guess it's going to take somebody's got to do it. In a way.
Right.
And
at the federal level, they define a cultivating plan as with a pre-existing root structure. So obviously, a clone does not have that pre-existing full root structure yet. We could get into linguistics of it. Is a prosecutor going to care about that? Honestly, I don't know. If there's no financial compensation going to you and you are truly donating these for a cause like that, where is the problem is the question I would ask. Unfortunately, that's common sense and logic, and a lot of times in these types of prosecutions, common sense and logic are right out the window. There would still be a chance of a prosecution. What would the penalty be? Who knows?
well, and another thing is
For dispensaries, could go 220 plants.
yeah.
What happens when it's actually an individual who is donating these? I wouldn't wish anybody to be under, the pressure of a criminal charge being brought against them. But, that kind of put aside, I would love to be representing somebody in one of these cases. I would love to see the theory the state would go forward on a prosecution. I would love to see the look on a jury's face when they hear that's why they've, been taken from their work or their homes and their families for this time to sit here and to attempt to prosecute somebody for helping others.
Yeah, give it out.
So I find it very unlikely that we would see a prosecution under facts like that, but I certainly can't say that it would be legal or that you would be 100% fine in doing so, because unfortunately there's still quite a bit of law enforcement out there that are really looking at people, and anything that they can possibly see, even one little iota outside of the scope of the law, they're going after, and that's just because they just can't give up this war on cannabis.
Right. I mean, we've seen that in the state, Tim, and we've talked about before with
So
people one plant over the counter getting in trouble, right?
One plant over the limit being charged with a felony. Absolutely. I'm currently defending one now. Like I said, I think I've said this before, law enforcement comes after this incredibly hard. They, put forth the investigations, submit all these charges. We are seeing a little more sanity at the state's attorney level once these charges go from law enforcement to the state's attorney's offices. A lot of times they will reduce them to misdemeanors. They will consider things like probation. They will consider things like diversion. They will, consider outside of the court system. But that's not guaranteed. That's really up to the individual state's attorney in the county as well as their deputies, who are given a lot of authority to kind of pursue these in the way they want. So while we are seeing a great number of them making somewhat good decisions, I mean, I would hate, if I was prosecutor, I wouldn't bring any of these cases, but at least willing to resolve them for resolutions that are not destroying people's lives. But again, that's no guarantee. And if you happen to draw the wrong prosecutor on the case, they can dig their heels in, because under the statute, it is pretty clear, those limits are pretty clear about what exceeds the legal amount. But I also want to caption this with, this whole 2-plant, 4-plant, mature, immature is on its way out the door.
Yeah.
This was a temporary stopgap measure until they had our full tax and reg bill set, until we have our cannabis control board, until we have our cultivation licenses. So I'm fully anticipating, within the next year, we will be looking at small-scale craft cultivation licenses, which will allow for 500 square feet, theoretically, of cultivation, at which point now, gifting significantly larger amounts of plants would hopefully fall under that cultivation allowance, and there would be, this whole problem becomes moot and goes away.
more time.
So it looks like, I mean, this is a question that's popped in my head, and we were talking about it earlier with Lauren off air here. We're going from a plant count to a square footage count, by the looks of it, in Vermont, correct?
That is what we're looking at now, yes, SSC4. That's kind of what everybody is heading towards.
Right. Now, I mean, I guess my question would be is how do we figure out the square footage? I know it's a silly question, but if you have multiple grow sites and maybe you got 30-gallon plants, is that considered how many square feet? You know what I mean? If you're outdoors. Now, I guess my question would be is, we were talking earlier about these guys that grow 15-pound plants out west, right? There will be no limit limitations on plants will just be square footage in Vermont.
Well, there'll still be though. I think you're still going to get the amount of cannabis. I mean, the truth is, whether you do a sea of green or you fill that 500 square feet with a couple big ones.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows that it's shaping plants, and you know they're real strong numbers. I mean, you're going to be close whether you grow a bunch of big ones or a bunch of small ones.
It's really kind of like anything.
Yeah, but I think that's great. I think square footage is great because it gives out that plant count is so like a pheno hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Say I want to grow 300 1-foot tall plants just to find a pheno.
Right.
I can't do that, but if I'm in 500 square feet, I can do that.
Yeah.
I could do 5 pheno hunts a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, this is where a lot of these laws get misconstrued, though, right? Because I mean, like I said, we gave away tea and we gave away plants on air. You know what I mean? So it was a big eye opening to a lot of people going, wow, this is where we're at legally, right? So now, Tim, we have you on the line still. Yeah, I guess that was my biggest thing is clones, because everybody has clones, right?
Yeah, well, I just think, like say, I'm probably going to do it. I mean, I would set up a canopy tent and even, not even cut the clones, bring the mothers right there.
Mm.
And when somebody gets out of their car and wants
They
a
just
clone,
cut it right there.
cut it right there, stick it right in one of those things I'm talking about, they put flowers in, and they're gone with it. And
If you don't have them pre-cut, all laid out, and you got your mother, and you are literally giving a cut from that mother plant to somebody for free, in a container which you're going to keep it alive, they're going to go home and they're going to plant that, I think is a kind of a fact pattern under which you would be almost...
Yeah, I mean, that's close as you can get.
Right now.
And
They could potentially try to say, every cut you make is a cultivating plan. I think that's just stretching it way too far. I actually think a plan like that would work well.
Yeah, and I'd love to, and why not something you can advertise that so the people that need the cuts the most can find out about it, and it can be something that's a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That
Dude, it's like in a puppy. Don't you want to meet its mom? Like, come on.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I wanted to do that with like the LA Kush Cake, which I won second place with.
Mm.
So everybody knows that they're getting a second place Hetty Cup winner.
Right.
I mean, and then they get to you do that in the spring. You send them with a package of Clone X and a little, you're helping out the people that
you're making them in a brick at that
You're
point.
making the 60-year-olds or the senior can stop by, and you're saying you let them know, hey man, call me if you got any problems.
So you're literally changing his life.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been 60 years in prohibition, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and then we get a group of growers that are doing this throughout the state, and yeah, man, Vermont's going to change.
There's a lot of great people out there throughout the state, and kudos to all you guys. I can't name you all right now, but you know who you are. Like that help patients, they go other ways to make sure homes get the places. They deliver them all over the state just to make sure that people do their best. And there's a lot of people doing that. So kudos to those guys.
It's never too late to cash that check, I'm feeling fine now. It's never too late to cash that check, I'm feeling fine now. It's never too late to cash that check, I'm feeling fine now. It's never too late to cash that check, I'm feeling fine now. It's never too late to cash that check, I'm feeling fine now. It's never too late to cash that check, I'm feeling fine now. It's never too late to cash that check, I'm feeling fine now. It's never too late to cash that check, I'm feeling fine now. It's never too late to cash that check.